I want you to look like knights. I want you to feel like knights. I want you to stand out from the rest of the world. I want you to be kingdom knights, representing yourself and your family and your organization and your group like man. Because if you don't, who will? When the Lord says, who shall I send? Here, my Lord, send me.
We're talking about knights. We're talking about protectors, providers. We're talking about kingsmen. Are you living up to that code? Are you willing to live up to that code as they pour into you in this organization? This is a question I want to ask you. Are you guys willing to live up to it? Are you willing to accept what's being poured into you and use it for the greater cause, the greater good? A knight thinks more of others than he thinks about himself. He is there for the community. He's there for everybody else. He's there for the organization that you guys are not just passing through. And then I did it when I was young. You're becoming knights to be protectors for generations to come. And me and Mr. Leonard, we talk a lot. And what he wanted to instill in you guys and what we want to instill into you guys is how to be able to go beyond physical. A lot of us, how many of you can work with your hands? How many of you can walk, came in here walking? But how many of you know no matter how much work you do, it's always a greater cause out there and you're going to need finance to do it? How many had wanted to do something in life and you couldn't do it because you didn't have the finance? But we can stop that right here. Because if we teach you how to get generational wealth, how to build a legacy for your children and your children's children, guess what? You can pass it on. My name is Nehemiah. I'm your humble servant today. I have an opportunity to be a part of a great company called Primerica. And what Primerica has taught me and my wife and family is how to build generational wealth, how to educate your family, how to educate your friends, and how to educate your community on generational wealth and being able to pass it to the next generation. Now, how many of you want to be able to pass generational wealth? How many of you know what generational wealth is? Well, can I get one person just to say it? I know they won't see you on camera, but just say it. What's generational wealth to you?
It's like what that's passed on through generations.
All right. How many people you know that have passed generational wealth on to somebody? That you know personally, that then left somebody 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, a million. Wouldn't you like to know somebody? Wouldn't each one of you like to know somebody? Your legacy is on the line. If you want to be remembered for generations to come, it starts today. What can I do today so somebody who I never meet will be able to read my name in a book, or be able to know that I even walked on this planet? You know, when I grew up, there was a sign in everybody's house, the older generation, and it was the footprints in the sand. You seen it? That's it. Meaning that you wanted somebody to know you were here. But if you don't build it solid enough, the waters, the waves, time can wipe it all away. So I just want to spend some minutes with you, educating you on generational wealth and how to start. Can I be honest with you? In our community, we already behind the gun. You say, well, what are you talking about? Your parents could have started setting something aside for you at the age of 6 days old. All it takes is putting maybe $100, $25, $10, $15, $50 aside. And do you know before you guys got 20, by it being in the market, it has a chance of being worth over $1 million? But how many people know about that? Instead of getting those Jordans, instead of getting those Nikes, instead of getting those Reeboks, instead of keeping up with Carl down the street because he got 3 or 4 pair of shoes. Mom, set up me an IRA. Set up me a traditional IRA. Set up me an educational fund because I want to go to college. I want to make a difference. I don't want to wait till the day it's time for me to go to college and figure out there's no money for me to go to college. There's no extra on the table. I got to go get a job. You guys won't be able to see what I'm showing, but I will send this at a later date. All right. It says growing up money smart. You can raise money smart kids, start money conversations early, guide them to good money choices, help your kids avoid money pitfalls. Check the money mirror. Mr. Leonard have that book. He gonna share it with each and every last one of you guys. If you need any more, let me know. Money mistakes you can help fix. Losing money. Designate a safe place for money or dole it out small amounts. Borrowing money. Expect kids to pay back loans, meaning that if you borrow money from your parents, pay it back. Understand the value of money. The old saying is it don't grow on trees is a true saying. But you got to learn how to let your money work for you. If you start investing today, do you know your money can work for you while you're sitting at school? Know your money can work for you sitting in here? You know your money can work for you when you sleep? Your money can work around the clock and outwork you without needing sleep, without needing food, without needing a day off. They don't even have to mourn nobody. They don't even have to be off for pregnancy, paternity leave, or anything. But you have to start somewhere. Is anybody in here mother started or father started investing for them when they were 6 days old? You got a checking account, an educational account?
She's saving like in a savings account for me, like if something like happens to me, like when I get older.
Gotcha. That's a smart thing. But put that money in the market and let it grow a little faster so you can get a greater rate of return. All right. Inappropriated purchases. Say no to things you feel are unsafe, unhealthy, and stick to it. You got to understand, if you want your parents, if you leave here today and say, hey, I want a savings account. Hey, I want to be able to invest in stocks and bonds and in the money market. I want to be able to have an IRA. If you walk away from here today, you got to tell your parents, I'm willing to sacrifice. How many of you are willing to sacrifice today to be a millionaire later on in life? It has to start somewhere. Mom, I just take them one pair of shoes. The difference, let me put it away in an account. It says greed. Help kids understand how rewarding it can be to share wealth with others. It's hard to go help somebody else as being a knight when you can't even help yourself. It's hard to share lunch money with somebody and you ain't got lunch money. It's hard to pay for somebody to go to a football game or a baseball game or a basketball game when you're sitting on the outside. But if you learn the value of money, you learn to work, you learn to invest, you learn to start building for a better future, you can enjoy some rewards here and there in life. And you'll understand the value of a dollar. You'll understand why your parents are gone 40 to 60 hours a week, some of them 80 hours a week. It says credit cards. Teach older teens how to handle credit card responsibility with a secure credit. Meaning that when you get to a certain age, and your parent give you a credit card, you don't go wild with it. But you can start that yourself. By the money you start putting away each day, you can build for a better future. And that credit card can come in your name. Model the attitude you want your kids to have towards money, meaning that as adults, we got to teach you, and that's what we're here for. Emphasize the value of money. Pay yourself first, meaning that whatever money you go out there and earn, you get a side job, you cutting grass, you cleaning somebody's house, or you working with somebody's animals. Pay yourself first. It used to be old saying that we pay tithes. If you're religious in here, you pay your tithes. You give back. You find a way to give back to your community. You find a way to give back to somebody who's lesser than you. It says, be in the habit of giving. Speak openly about money with your kids, meaning that we got to have that money conversation with you. We got to let you know that if you're going to build money and build wealth for the future, it starts today. And it can't just be, it can be one person, but it works better if the whole house is on a plan together. How many of you would love to know that you helped your mother or father move out of an apartment into a house? How many of you would you know that you don't have to wait until I'm in college, I'm 30, I'm 40, I'm 50, I'm 60 years old before I can change my mother and my dad's life and they have better? It starts today. Statistically, if you can sacrifice for 10 years, $100 a month and invest it, at the end of that 10 years would be productive enough to where you'll have over $100,000 in investments. 10 years, you do $1,000. When you get of age, you can set aside $1,000 a month. Invest it in the market. It's predicted that it'll be over $1 million. But how many people want to take that time to sacrifice? We so quick, I got to get out the house. I got to get grown. I got to do my own thing. I don't want nobody telling me what to do. As a knight, you're responsible for others. You're responsible for the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you act. And all these people that are pouring into you, when they're dead and gone, you still got to be able to carry this on. It's no way possible Jubilee Youth Service and Leadership Academy shouldn't be around the next 10, the next 20, the next 30 years. Who gonna step up to the plate and carry it on? It's gonna take finances to carry it on. So you have to put yourself in a position to win in life. It said, be in good habits, giving, speaking openly about money with kids. Keep your the priorities straight, meaning that you keep looking. Save or not save. You save for your future, your educational future. You start putting money to the side. Do any of you guys know the rule of 72? I'm just going to briefly go over it. If you continue to take your money to the bank gives you 3% less, meaning you're putting it in a savings account. What we mostly been taught, once we get old enough, get a banking account, take your money and drop it. If you leave your money in the bank account from the time you're 16 or 18 years old to the age of 65 to retire, you'll only have $40,000 in that account. But if you turn around and work a job that has a 401k that gives you between 4 and 6% interest, you work that job from the age of 18 to the age of 65, you only have $160,000 average. But if you turn around and invest your money in the market, get an IRA, get a non-qualified program, PAC, guess how much money you will have if you take control and invest your own money? How much? Over $1 million. Somebody know what they're talking about. So do you want to control your own money or you want others controlling your money? You have over 2.5 million. Primerica teaches you to have control of your own money by start investing early. How many of you got a pair of Nikes on? All right. Hand count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 6 with Nikes on. 7 with Nikes on. How many of you got Reeboks or any other type of shoes on? Reeboks? Jordans? 1. You got Jordan or Reebok? Jordan? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. We got 4 pair of Jordans. How many of you own your shoes? I bought it myself. Ownership. You bought it yourself? That still don't mean you own it. You know why you don't own it? But they made the shoes. Because you don't own a part of the company. Ownership. Every time you go buy the shoe, you make somebody else rich. Do you want to make somebody else rich or you want to make yourself rich? You know how you make yourself rich? I ain't saying there's nothing wrong in buying a pair of Jordan, nothing wrong in buying a pair of Nikes and being moderate in your buying and what you're spending. But once you buy a share was about 8 or 9 people walked up here. All you guys that had Nikes on, would y'all walk up here right quick? Y'all mind them walking up? All you guys had Nikes on. Come on. Nike. It was quite a few of y'all had Nikes. All right, stay behind the podium. All right, come over here. All right, Nike, over here. Nike, over here. Stay right there. All right. All these got a pair of Nikes on. We're gonna say hypothetically, he not only got a pair of Nikes on, say he bought 10 shares in the company. I want y'all to look at this. He bought 10 shares in Nike company. So he paid for his shoes and he got paid back for buying the shoes. And I just need y'all to walk right there, then you can walk back to your seat. You just got paid because he bought a pair of Nikes. You just got paid because he bought a pair of Nikes. You just got paid because she bought a pair of Nikes. You just got paid because he bought a pair. You just got paid. You just got paid. You just got paid. You just got paid. That's a lot of money, right? Now, how many of you others got paid for buying your own shoe? The power of ownership, the power of money, knowing what to do with it. Same money you spent on the Jordan, buy stock in Jordan. I'm not saying not to buy your shoes, but that means everybody you see walking down the street, that's totally different aspect and looked at it now. Man, I just got paid. Go ahead.
Listen, so what if everybody, like a lot of people got stocks in Jordan? But ain't they gonna make like their percentage go down?
As long as the shares are going up, you still getting paid. When the shares go down, it's not what you're worried about. Because you want them to go down, because eventually they got to go back up. And the ones who sell are the ones who losing money. And the ones who stay are the ones who gaining money. We have to learn to control our own money. I see a McDonald's cup sitting right there. I don't know who had the McDonald's coffee. All right, the cameraman had the McDonald's coffee. Did you pay for that coffee or did they give it to you? He paid for it. Do you have shares in McDonald's? So he doesn't get a rate of return. He gave his money to somebody and walked away and left it. If somebody gave you $1 million, would you take it and walk away and leave it? Would you just leave it and walk away from it? If somebody gave you $1 million, would you walk away from it?
No, sir.
So why do you keep walking away from your opportunity to have a rate of return, to get more money, gain more money? The Welch's juice the young man is drinking, is it more valuable for him to drink it or is it more valuable for him to have shares in it? Because every time somebody put Welch's to their mouth, he get paid. So that simplifies it. When you buying a car and your parents buy a car, do they pay for the car? The car pays for itself. Somebody name out what kind of car their parent got. Nissan Pathfinder. She buy stock in Nissan. She buy Ford. Buy stock in them. Every time you drive it, you paying for it. Do grandmama got stock in it? You right, she paying for it. When you start buying stocks and shares in it, they pay for it. Your house that you're staying in, your parents staying in, the apartment, whatever mortgage it is, start buying stocks in the mortgage company. Don't let them make more money off you than you're making off them. At the end, guess what? They paid you to buy your house. Now, how many of us really gonna take this information and let it change our lives? Or we gonna leave back out of here and not help nobody? They wanted me to come to you and express to you that you're somebody great. You got a lot of great ideas, a lot of big ideas, but if you ain't got no money, you're going to be a frustrated person. And if you're dependent on somebody else to give you some money, you're going to be a frustrated person. Big ideas, big dreams, big goals with no finances, not saying it's not impossible, but you just made it a whole lot harder. If you want generational wealth, you want to change it for your mother, your grandmama, your grandfather, your daddy, your uncle, it has to start somewhere. Don't go out and buy Gucci without first buying stock in it and let them pay you. If you go work at a company and your company is on the stock market, why are you not invested in your own company? Become an owner so you have a say-so. It ain't just about making money. It's about when you become an owner, you have a say-so. Pay yourself first. Save a portion of income immediately. Saving is linked to expenses. More expenses is less money. Vice versa. Where is it going? A money journal. Start making a note where your money is going. Start keeping up with it. Where you spent it at. Slash expenses. Use digital coupons, loyalty cards, saving, cut costs. Budget basic. Help your kids understand the difference between wants and needs could be key to developing money and saving kids. Meaning that every game you want versus what you need. Food. The best place to start is your children to have money on their own. Allowances for households, chores, or simply a set amount per week. Meaning that if your parents are giving you money per week, they're giving you allowance, you take some of that money and what you do is you set some of it aside, what I'm going to use for school, and then I want to invest the rest. You got to start doing it. And when you put that money away, you cannot turn around and say, I want it the next week or the next day. Predictable jobs, other money, birthday money, gifts, extra funds you get. You can start saving that way. Create the perfect allowance system for your family. Pick a payday and stick to it. Your kids need weekly allowance, team development, budgeting, skills, and monthly payouts. Decide what the money will cover, lunch, clothes, spending. Meaning you sit down and talk to your parents. You sit down and talk to your parents that you ought to be able to see, ask the question, where's the money going? The bills are being paid. You talk so you can learn about money early. And as you learn about money early, you can learn to respect money. You can put it away. Offer guidance. Ultimately, let kids decide how to handle their money. Once your parents give you some money, you learn where to put the money and how to set it aside. And if you make a mistake and you spent money that you didn't have, then you need to learn what I'm going to do next time. All right, making extra money. If you're an entrepreneur, a youngster or a teen that needs extra cash, doing odd jobs will help you get that money. Neighborhoods, going around the neighborhood, asking somebody, can you cut their grass? Can you make sure your parents know where you're going now and what's going on? Cash, doing odd jobs around the neighborhood can be a great way to cultivate entrepreneurship and money. They spirit paid to the bank. Start your first bank account. And then after you start your first bank account, begin to invest. Extra chores, babysitting, pet sitting, dog walking, yard work or gardening, washing cars or windows. Start a business, meaning that your ideal is in your head, you go from there. You build from there. Does your team have a great idea for a part-time job? Business. These steps will get him started. Map out a business plan. Ask your parents if you got an idea how to map out a business plan. Check out the market. Think about advertising. Word of mouth, make your own flyers. Know that the tax laws, requirements for your state. Develop good business habits, work habits, and appearances. Cultivate. Become smart at whatever you do. At the end, it's up to you to figure out how many of you want to be a millionaire. Starts with you. How many of you ready to go be a millionaire? And you don't want to take your whole life doing it. Starts now.